Marvel Vs. Capcom. Come on. Marvel vs. Capcom!
Hey, what's up everyone? When a company collaborates with another company many times, it's believed to establish a good relationship. With many games in the past, Marvel and Capcom decided to rename their projects just Marvel vs. Capcom. In this case, the first official title is Marvel vs. Capcom Clash of Superheroes. This game made its debut on the PlayStation and the Sega Dreamcast. There's also an HD port for the PS3 and Xbox 360 in the Marvel vs. Capcom Origins collection. And I happen to have all these ports. For presentation, I'll show off mainly the HD port, but I'll still go back and forth with some of the other ports. Unfortunately, the PlayStation port will lack the tag battle mechanics due to little RAM capacity. But the Sega Dreamcast on the other hand, oh man, this was the next gen upgrade at the time. This has benefited the Sega Dreamcast a lot. Let's talk about this cover. I love this cover of MVC. It has numerous characters from Marvel and Capcom facing each other. And you know what? This cover has so much meaning to me. This cover is a great way to represent the fighting game community. I mean, look at it. It has representatives from different games squaring off in one place. And in real life, that's pretty much what the FGC is. People from all over the world come together with different backgrounds, different tastes, different talents. But fighting games will be the common interest. I actually experienced this better when I went to EVO this year in 2019. This cover is done by the one and only Bangus, and it looks great. His art is also on the profiles on the characters as well. The both outlines are back, but they aren't horrendous like Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter art is. Okay, so far things are looking good for presentation. Let's talk about the gameplay. Marvel vs. Capcom is a 2D cross-tag battle fighting game with also assist tags as well. The assist characters are not from the main roster though, it has its own roster. As far as story, there really isn't any. However, I'm going to make up my own story. In the Marvel universe, the chaos of Onslaught has threatened all the worlds of Marvel and Capcom universes. All the characters unite to take down the danger. For those who don't know, Onslaught is an entity created by the bonds of both Professor X and Magneto. This guy has his own saga in the Marvel universe and was really a big deal just like Thanos. Okay, let's talk about the roster. From Capcom, we have Chun-Li, Ryu, and Zangief from Street Fighter, Morrigan from Darkstalkers, Captain Commando from his own game, Mega Man from his own game as well, Helio Strider from the Strider series, and Jin from Cyberbots Full Metal Madness. From Marvel, we got Spider-Man, Captain America, Venom, Hulk, Gambit, War Machine, and Wolverine. Of course, just like previous games, there's hidden characters. There's Gold War Machine, Hyper Venom, Lilith, Orange Hulk, Rogue, and Shadow Lady. Aside from the character roster, you also have your assist roster that can lend a hand in combat. This will be Anita, Arthur, Colossus, Cyclops, Devillock, Iceman, Jubilee, Juggernaut, Lou, Magneto, Michelle Hart, Psylocke, Pure and Fur, Rogue, Saki, Sentinel, Shadow, Storm, Thor, Tom Poo, Unknown Soldier, and US Agent. Alright, so let's talk about the stages in this game. The Avengers Headquarters. Alright, so this is the first stage that comes to mind. This is the Avengers Headquarters. This will be Captain America's home stage for obvious reasons, since this is the Avengers Headquarters. The best way to describe this stage is huge monitors everywhere with support crews by the terminals. I do like the cameos by characters in the screens, like Captain America, Storm, Sabretooth, Spider-Man, Beast, and Wolverine. The blue area of the moon. This is a location discovered by the Fantastic Four in the comics. As far as the lore of this location, it was created by the Skrulls years ago. In the back, you can see the planet Earth. This area is surrounded in ruins, and the whole place has a bluish purple hue. Dr. Wily's military base, obviously a home stage for Mega Man and Rogue. This stage is a mashup of stages used by Dr. Wily himself. There's also many cameos from the Mega Man world, including Dr. Wily, an army of Mets, and a Darkman 1 bot moving back and forward. The headquarters of evil. This is a stage based off the Tower of Babel from Forgotten Worlds, also known as Lost War in Japan. This stage kinda reminds me of the Lair of Four Kings in Street Fighter V. And now that I mention it, it looks like Shadowloo soldiers are gathering in the back. Also, you can see the final bosses from the Forgotten World game on each side of the stage. In the center top, we can see the final boss. This stage is a great homage to Forgotten World. Honda's Bathhouse. This stage is obviously a homage to the classic Honda Bathhouse stage in Street Fighter II. The fight takes place in the men's bathroom entrance, and you have an audience of men in towels cheering the fight. One thing that is very missable on this stage is that if you attack your opponent enough times on the far right side, you will destroy the wall and the fight will take on into the women's bathroom. There's a sumo ring on the floor, and if you look closely, there's a cameo of Sakura and her friend in the bathtub. Live House of the Dark Realm. So this stage takes place in the Darkstalkers world. This is basically a rundown venue that Lord Raptor is performing. It's a cool concert stage. You can see skeleton fans in the mosh pit. Neo St. Petersburg. This stage will be taking place in Strider's world. You can see giant buildings, a blimp, and the giant space station, the third moon, right in front of the moon. This stage is a homage to the original game, very cool. Rooftop of the Daily Bugle. This is obviously a stage for Spider-Man and Venom. This takes place in New York. In the rooftop you can see a bunch of buildings in the back. The Cliff of Desolation. This stage is on a cliff above the clouds. There's a bunch of stone mountains in the back, and I think this is the only stage that has an original stage that has nothing to do with Marvel or Capcom. The final stage will be the Onslaught stage. This stage is based off the final confrontation with the boss Onslaught from the comics. The location takes place in New York, and I believe you will go through 2 phases with Onslaught on this fight. Okay, the character lineup seems fine, the gameplay is decent, and lots of cool stages. Now let's talk about what I think about the game. Overall, this game stood out that began a legacy. It's iconic for great reasons. You do feel like Marvel and Capcom are in perfect harmony when you learn about these characters, stages, and what the game is based off. In this case, the Onslaught Saga. I do love the obscure stuff standing out in this game. Stuff like Strider Hiryu, Unknown Soldiers, and so on. And I'm not just talking about the characters. No, I'm talking about the stages as well. Everything in this stage has some cool trivia. I do love the dual team attack mechanic on how you control both characters at the same time. Unfortunately, the PlayStation port has to suffer because it lacks the partner swap option. But if you have the Dreamcast and the NBC Origins port, you will enjoy Marvel Vs Capcom at its best. The art direction is so cool. Bangis did an amazing job for the art direction. I love the half portraits of the main characters roster. I already told you guys how I feel about the main front cover. I think it represents what the FGC should be. And the music, once again blessed by the CPS2 sound bit. The music is amazing. I mean, yeah, you got some Street Fighter tunes, that's good, but there's so many cool jams like the Captain Commando theme, for example. So yeah, the soundtrack is pretty good, I like it. Difficulty I think is kind of fair. Yeah, Onslaught could be hard, but he's beatable. This isn't like Cyber Akuma difficult. It might be because you have a big target, and you have to time your attacks wisely. The only drawback here is that Onslaught deals a lot of damage. Overall, I think Marvel vs. Capcom is a great game. A fine product to represent both Marvel Comics and Capcom's relationship in the video game market. The next game will be Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And I can't wait to go over this game. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Any feedback always helps. If you like the video, make sure to hit the like. Comment on your thoughts and experience. What version do you own? And last but not least, make sure to subscribe for more content. I am out. Peace.